What's up, everybody? All right, let's get to work. So this is let's see if I got this focus. All right, this is a 9x12 piece of paper. There's nothing on it except for I kind of tried to mark the center line a little bit, and I have this little area where I want the drawing to end. So I'm gonna try to do this week. I'm gonna do a version of Charizard, I think. We'll see how it turns out. I don't really draw Pokemon, so it won't look like this, I promise. It will look like I did it. All right. Facebook user says, looks great. Thank you. All right, well, let's see. So it's a dragon, right? So what I want to do is I want to keep this line here so that that's like the cutoff point. So I noticed that in a lot of these Charizard arts, like the head is always tilted to the side so you can kind of see what's going on. So I want to kind of keep that as well. Just kind of want to rough out the area where I want the head, right? He's only got 2 teeth. It looks like, well, 2 top teeth and like 2 bottom teeth. Kind of looks like Tigger the way it's. Oh, I guess I should zoom in. Maybe you can see it better. I don't know. Kind of looks like a Tigger. We'll fix it. I just want to kind of get the position that I'm going to use. I'm gonna really just gonna try to just modify this pose to give me what I need. Oh, you know what? I didn't kind of. Indeed, I got to find those shapes. So I got to make sure that I leave enough room for the neck. So I guess before I start doing the hand, I should try to kind of figure out how my body is going to go. Something like that, maybe. That'll kind of put his chest. Mine's going to be turned a little differently, I guess. Need to get rid of this because that shit just ain't working. All right, let's start over. All right, so we got the little head thing. All right, so how do we do this? So like right here would be where I want his arm to come out. And then right here would be like kind of the chest area. He's got like kind of like a jelly belly body. Like it kind of does like that, right? With this circle on his. Let's see. So we got to have room for some sort of wings, right? So, oh, you know what we'll do? We'll have a wing coming on this side. Like that. And then to kind of balance this, see, it's kind of lopsided. Do I have any cons coming up? Just the Huntsville Expo in April. And so now I'll just and then this will be the fiery tail. And then let's put he's got 3 fingers, right? So let's put the hand right here. So this is the hand kind of coming out. Looks like he's got a thumb as well. All right, that's about where we're going to start. So yeah, just the Huntsville in April, and then one like in Chattanooga. I think that's in August or September. Those are the only 2 shows I have. What's up, Jim? So this is, I'm taking my kneaded eraser and making my lines a little bit lighter so that I don't have to worry about smearing my pencil all over the place. Just making everything a little bit lighter. And then now what we'll do is we'll start with not a 1. We'll start with a 3. Start with a 3. And then so I want to kind of start with whatever's closest to me, since I didn't really spend a whole lot of time sketching this out properly. Otherwise, I may have, like if I had sketched it out a little bit more, it would make this part a lot easier. Like I'm making this shit up as I go, but it would have been pretty boring for you guys. So there's his hand. That's a pretty big hand, right? You ever use a Micron PN or Micron brush? I don't know what a Micron PN is, but I don't use a Micron brush, but I use my Pentel pocket brush. We'll break that out a little later. I'm also going to be doing like a pen video. I got some new pens coming in, so I'm going to do a pen video. Hey, Brian, got a question for you. Show me the damn question. Come on, man. Got a question for you. When and why did you start drawing? Shit, man. The best I can recall, uh, when I was young, everyone starts drawing when they're like in, elementary school or whatever, everybody wants to draw as a kid, and I think I was no different than anyone else. But, and then, your parents are always telling you, oh, you're good, that's so beautiful, let's put it on the fridge. And I think I let that influence. I think that I liked getting that attention. So I tried to continue to draw so that I could get the praise. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's exactly how it worked out, but to the best of my knowledge, that seems like something I would have done. So it would be, the answer to your question would be young. Was it when and where? When and why? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we all draw a little bit as a kid. So that would be where that stems from. I think you would like, I don't know what PN, I don't know what that means. So I'll have to do some research. I've got some Uniball stuff I'm supposed to be trying out. And I have a new, like a new dual-ended thingamabob. All right, see, so we fucked that up, right? So what we got to do is we got to figure out a way to unfuck it. So there. There we go, we unfucked it. All right, so now we got to work on this face. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do this face. All right, so I guess I should start with the nose. So this is my version. This is not, the PN is just a different tip. It's a bit harder than the felt tip microns. Oh, I use for felt, I use these Tombow pens that you can get a little bit of line variety out of. So I use these Tombow. They come in a set. So this is probably something similar to what you're recommending. So yeah, this is going to be Bryan's version of all right, so we got that. And we're going to get those teeth. All right, and then he's got like these. Not sure if that works. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like how that turned out, but we'll figure something out, right? So what are we doing now? We're going to turn in a little bit more. Does he have a, doesn't look like he has any kind of neck stuff. So what did I say about this wing? Oh, like see, so for some reason my hand just naturally loves to do tangents, man. All right, so there we go. You need to draw some Godzilla, the older versions, the one with the guy in the suit, basically. All right. Last time I did this, it kind of got out of control. So let's see. See, it's slipping and sliding. I don't have a. Damn, why is it doing that? All right. All right, there we go. So now that we've got our basic line work out, I will have to put that on the agenda there. Dustin is suggesting to do some Godzilla stuff. All right, so now that we've got our basic lines out of the way, we can take the eraser and get rid of all of our pencil because I like to work neat and I like my shit looking neat. Uh-oh, I dropped a pin. So there's where we're starting. Oh, wait. All right, so I don't really need the reference anymore. I kind of got it now. his rogues gallery would be nice. Yeah, you get the Mothra, all the other ones. I'm not uber familiar with uh, the Godzilla. Well, I've thought about Godzilla, but I've tried to draw him once or twice, and I get lost in like what his thighs should be doing, because he's got, the guy in the suit has these really weird thigh area, and I don't know how to make that look a little bit less cartoon. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of great stuff. I did some Ultraman cards for Ultraman, which had a lot of kaiju looking stuff. I don't know, Biollante or Megalon. I almost said Megalodon. Like, I think that's a shark. So I do like just this little squiggly pattern to make texture. I think that's as close as I can. So yeah, just so that it looks, I mean, it's actually making it look more Godzilla-y with that little texture. But he's actually, so the character, the Pokemon looks very, very smooth, but I was like, that's not going to appeal to me. So I'm going to give him, and I don't want to draw a shitload of scales all over the place. So I kind of improvise with this texture here. Yeah, well, I wasn't going to do smooth. Smooth is just, it just wouldn't fit. When people ask me to draw like anime characters and stuff, I can draw an anime character, but I promise you that it will not look like what you're used to seeing in the anime or the manga or whatever it is. Like, I have to double check with people. I'm like, you sure you want me to do this? Because I don't draw like that type of style. So when I'm drawing this small, like I'm trying to make it look like I'm meaning to do stuff in here because I know kind of what kind of anatomy I may think goes in here, but I'm not being specific. Just drawing stuff that I think kind of looks right. I'm saying that for like anyone that's trying to, I don't want to mystify anybody and be like, oh my God, how is he, what is he making some small details? I'm really not. I'm just trying to make it look like I know what I'm doing and kind of indicate that that's what's going on in there. That's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to indicate that I know what I'm doing. Dell is in the house. To me, that's the coolest thing, to get someone to do something they didn't normally. That's why I like doing it, but I want to double check because I always think that it looks cool to see characters done in a way that they're not normally presented. So you can see, you remember back when there was an anime, I don't know where it was, but it was like an anime version of the X-Men, an anime version of the Punisher and Wolverine. Like that was cool. What they do recently, the samurai Batman, like that kind of stuff, man, that's fun to look at. I enjoy that. And that's part of the reason why, like I used to have, hey Wendy, that's why I used to have a Deadpool book that I would carry around with me to shows, and I would have different artists draw something just Deadpool related in the book so I could see like what their version of something Deadpool. You could have all these different versions, and then I have my Lobo sketch cover collection that I have people do, and that way I can get like what their version of a Lobo sketch cover would look like. But it gets to be expensive, so I had to kind of stop because I don't make enough money to do anything like that anymore. That was when I had the luxury of also having like another job. And until this acting thing picks up, money's going to be a little tight. Like it's really costing me a lot to do the art, to do the acting stuff. Oops, wrong pen. Because I got to pay for, headshots. I got to pay to submit for roles. I had to buy some lights. I've got to pay for classes. But you got to pay to play, especially if you want to do it right. Just like doing this, like if you can draw with whatever you want, but it certainly does make it a little easier if you've got like the right tools. Art can be created with anything, but with the right tools, the job certainly becomes easier. Looks like he's made out of like a fluffy. I have to switch up the texture soon because it's just, otherwise it'll just look like a fake Godzilla looking thing. I honestly enjoy Digimon more than Pokemon. Right on. I don't keep up with either one. I just know that when I do these streams on Wednesday, I want to try to do things that I don't normally get asked to do or don't normally think about doing on my own. Simply like as an exercise. Like I just want it to be an exercise and stepping outside of what's expected. And I was like, I hear a lot of people, enjoying Pokemon. So I Googled the most popular Pokemon, and there was a whole bunch of lists of the most popular Pokemon, top 25 Pokemon, top 20 Pokemon, and all this stuff. And Charizard was number one on a lot of those lists. So I was like, well, all right, well, if I do a Charizard, whatever his name is, if I do this guy, maybe it'll be easier for me to find a customer to buy the original art from me. You know, like at the end of the day, I still have to try to make money. So if I increase the chances of doing something that somebody else would like to purchase, then that's a win-win, right? That's how you win. So although I'm drawing things that are outside of my comfort zone, I'm not just picking things completely that don't have a fan base. Like I want to pick something that maybe people would enjoy. Oh, Digimon isn't even a thing anymore. Yeah, there was a lot of Pikachu, but nothing about the Pikachu design intrigued me. Like, it looks the same pretty much. There's not a lot of room for interpretation on a Pikachu design, but on a dragon, I didn't look and see what color. Does he have colored claws? Oh, they're white, so I better not go too ham on the darkness. Yeah, don't want to go too ham on it. Oh, Wendy, I wasn't trying to say that it was too easy for me. It didn't look fun. If that's, I mean, draw what you like. I didn't have a preference. I wasn't partial to any of them, so I just said that I could probably have more fun with a dragon style character. I need to go ahead and start getting to work. So in order to make this claw stand out, I need to really make sure the underside of this hand is in the shadow. So that we can read what's going on, right? Like the face, how long have you been drawing for? I took about 20 years off from drawing. So I picked back up drawing in 2013. And when I was drawing in 2013, my stuff was pretty basic. So it was almost as if I hadn't been drawing. Like it was almost like starting over. It wasn't quite ground zero, but I hadn't been drawing for like 20 years when I started it back in 2013. And I wanted the hand to be coming out like this just to kind of add some depth to the piece and make it feel just more fun to look at. I don't know, it kind of looked like he had short stubby arms in the thing, but whatevers. How much for the Bryan? How much for, oh, these are 75. Like I have some of the ones that I've done in the past weeks on my website for sale. And the cheap ones, the ones that I don't really think turned out well, I mark them down, and those are the ones that sell. So maybe since this is closer, I'll put a little bit of the like scale texture on there that I did on Bebop and Rocksteady. So I'll show you guys the Bebop and Rocksteady somewhere. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So see how like in here, like you're just kind of indicating where the scales are, like right over here. There's some over here. Like I don't sit there and try to think about everywhere they could be, but so that's what I'm going to do with this hand that's close up to us. Oh, right on. Thank you, Ben. So if you just make like these little L's and stuff like that, like it'll have the appearance of scales. And then I need to switch over to this right here. Oh, look at that. Someone called me the shiz. Thank you, Caesar. So I need to come out a little bit darker. So in order to make this darker, I'm going to have to crosshatch to really kind of sell that coming out of the darkness. Especially if you're not going to use markers or pens. For me, like I want you to be able to look at this without markers and pens and still know where the shadows are coming from and what's going on. I don't like using the open line art style where it's just kind of like letting the colorist figure out where the shadows go and stuff like that. I want it to read like a complete piece with or without color. So that's why I really try to pay more attention to what I'm doing with the shadows and the shading and stuff, because I think that's something that fewer people focus on is having it look good uncolored. And if I can try to stand out in any way, if I can try to look like I know what I'm doing, or if I can separate myself from, the next guy in Artist Alley or the next person that they're going to commission a cover for a comic book, like if I can separate myself from the, I don't want to say competition, but everyone else that's in that race, I want to try to show you what I have to offer. And even though Ben Grimm is buying this piece from me, I I would put the same amount of work in this if nobody was buying it, because at all times people are looking at your shit, man. So if you're like, oh well, no one's watching this stream, so I'm just gonna try to do something real quick so that I can have content. Yeah, I don't do things just to have content. Like I could just do that shit. It's just not fun. Doesn't feel right. Feels cheap to me. Not that I know anyone that's doing that, but I'm just saying, like, if you're freelancing, every job you do needs to be the best job at that point. Now, when you finish, you can look at it and say, golly, I fucked that up. But you can't go into it just saying you're going to half-ass it. You can mess it up. You can do a bad job. You just can't do a bad job on purpose. You're going to do a bad job sometimes. Sometimes you're going to do a bad job. So it's easy for you to say, just don't go into it with that attitude, and then you didn't half-ass it. Hopefully you learned why it came out the way it did. So this is my Tombow. This is my Tombow pen. This is my Tombow black pen. Just putting like a nice outline. For some reason, my eye really likes for shit to stand out. I don't know what that means. Like I've seen people that leave like gaps in their lines, and that just makes my brain hurt. I couldn't make myself do that. I appreciate when I see other people do it, and I'll try it, but my brain makes me go back in there and fill in the lines. The brain's like, Bryan, that shit's not connected, man. What are you doing? You're not done here. So with this brush pen, you can really mess with some line weights and make things look, more organic when you mess with the line weights. I think it looks cool. I don't know where I would be without my brush pen. And I found the brush pen, like, thanks to Geoffrey, because Geoffrey Gwynn uses a brush pen a lot. And I was like, dude, how are you? At that point, I was just using like liners. And I just couldn't figure out how they were doing it. And I was like, what are you doing? And then I got one, and it took a while. Like, you don't just get a brush pen and go at it. Unless you were like painting with a brush before. Like if you paint with a brush, how long did it take to start drawing shading with markers? I'm assuming you started no, I really never do pencil drawings. I don't draw in pencil very well. I go straight to ink because that's how I'm wired. I've never really enjoyed drawing in pencil. And I think it stems from like having smeary like projects like in school and stuff. Like I think that's I fell out of love with drawing because of my work would always look like shit because it was always just smeared all over the place. So I really don't like what you saw me do on this at the beginning. You may not have been here for that, but you've seen a couple of them. Like just that little bit is about as much pencil as I'm going to get. I don't want to I don't want to spend a lot of time redrawing shit that I don't want to redraw shit. I want to draw it one time, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to 18 different variants. I think I'm pretty skilled at fixing errors. So if an error pops up and I notice it, then I'll try to fix it on the fly with the ink. But I just don't have time to draw the same shit twice. Like, that to me is just ridiculous. I did a little pencil at the beginning just to kind of make my composition. So here, let me show you this. All right, let me zoom out. So this is the Bebop and Rocksteady. I did this digital. This is my digital pencil work, so to speak. But I take this, I put a lot of time into laying this out to get it to where I want it. Like, this arm is on its own layer. This head is on its own layer. His head is on its own layer. His fist is on its own layer. And I'm moving things and I'm trying to get things lined up until I get to this. Once I get to this, I just turn it over and I do this right on the page. Like, there's no other step. It is just pen on the when it shines through. Maybe someone doesn't know, but like this. Like, see, you turn like if I turn this over, see how you can see it? So that's what I do. I turn these over and I just put the ink right on there. And then that's how I do things. And that's what allows me not to mess with pencil on my big stuff. And I think it's really just out of efficiency. Like, I see people that have these super, super, super detailed pencils and they're fucking mind blowing. And then I see it's been inked and it looks the exact same. And I'm like, why didn't you just do it in pencil? Why didn't you just do it in pen the first time? Or just do enough pencil so that you could find that work in the pen. I don't know. It just seemed like a waste of time to me. Doing the exact same thing. That's why people have asked they're like, Bryan, can I ink your stuff? And I'm like, I don't have pencils. I mean, you can re-ink my shit if you want. I'll scan it in and I'll send it to you and you can turn it into blue line, but I don't have pencils. Like, when I'm done, I pretty much believe that I'm complete. All right, this is the big belly thing, right? So we'll work on that belly in just a minute, but I want to kind of get this taken care of. So with that hand coming forward, now I'm starting to think like I want to play with some more shadows, right? So I haven't clearly defined a light source. So I can't really bust out full-on shadows because I don't have I want this to be shadowed so then I can carry the shadow off. Or maybe, oh, you know what? It'd be fun if the shadow's coming down, if the light source is coming down from this way. Let me turn this up just a little bit because I feel like I'm going off the page. If the light's coming from here, then I can cast the shadow of the arm going across the belly. And that would be fun. So now that I know that my light source is going to be up in this area, I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to darken the side that's opposite my light source a little bit more. Now that I know that my light source is going to be over here and I want it to read that that's where the light source is. So the stuff that's further away from the light source, I'm going to try to help the eye understand that the light source is over there. All right, so if the light source is over there, then this top part we get a little bit of light, right? So we just do like this right here, texture to let us know where we need to. Right here, it would start to lose it. There might be some bounce light coming off, so we don't have to fully go. We don't have to go ham on everything as far as like the darkness goes. All right, so now what I'll do is I will grab this number 1 and I will kind of figure out that his shoulder's right here. So maybe like that'll all be shadow. That'll be really cool. And then we'll shadow like that side of the belly. But that'll help. That'll help us with the light source. It may fail. I don't know. I don't think it will, but it may. Weird just to put a big black stripe across your piece. But see, that's the thing, man. If you pussyfoot around, then it'll look like you didn't make any decisions. You just kind of just went through the motions. I think maybe that's what's intriguing to me is when I see pieces that have like a lot of black on them, or there's a lot of just the balance of white and black is really like, wow, that's a lot of ink on that page. Is because there's that person that made that, they made some damn decisions, and it may not have paid off, like, but they gambled, you know. I don't know. Maybe it's the commitment that I like, that hey, this may not work, but I'm willing to give it a shot. All right, now I got to make sure that I don't get I have a tendency to just jam my hand right into the wet ass ink. And that doesn't do anybody any favors. So now that I'm away from the head, like the head is generally where people look for all the cool shit, right? So that's where I usually use the 1 the most. And then the further I get away from the focal point of whatever the focal point is, like the hand and the head in this case I used a 1, but now I'll use a 3, and that's probably what I'll stick with for all of the detaily stuff for the rest of the body. Unless it starts to look like I just totally dropped off. Like it'll be like, golly, it's like he did all this. Like as long as it's not too in your face that I changed up, that's generally how I go. Especially when I'm doing these or like quick sketches for people, like that's normally how I roll and how I do it. I'm still kind of drawing a T or an I or a Y every now and then to kind of give that appearance of scales. It's just adding to the texture of the, you know, it looks like you're doing cool shit. Like that's what people want. They want cool shit. And if you can make it look cool without having to actually do much, then fucking do it. like really, there's no way that we could sit here and, well, I guess you could. You could be Arthur Adams and you could just draw all the scales. But I don't have the Arthur Adams level of skill and patience. Arthur Adams shit. If you're not familiar with Arthur Adams, when he draws like dragons and Godzilla and stuff like that, like it's just mind blowing how much detail that man uses in his work. Like I don't think he leaves much out. Everything is clearly defined. If that guy, if the character has 18 hairs, then Arthur Adams draws 18 hairs. You know, like it's just that type of. He's just like that. So we'll make that. That's where the belly changes, right? So while we have that, dude, Arthur Adams is the man. So for me, this is kind of like where his yellow belly would be. Oh, you know what? We'll make it. Oh shit! I already added some texture, but we'll do this anyway and just see what happens. Maybe we'll have like a little. Maybe these are smoother scales. Oh, I pulled out the 1 for that. I went back on my. There we go. That looking good. That looking good. So let's do this. I guess we need to do the tail, right? Okay. All right, so I think to help this stand out, I think this inside of the wing will mostly be black and it'll kind of frame out the face for us. So we'll see what happens. First, let's do this tangent over here that we've created for ourselves because I'm a damn idiot. Shit. All right. So now we're going to make some more bold choices. We got to make some decisions. We got to make some damn decisions. Thank you. Mackie Ma? I don't know how to say that. Mackie? I don't know. But thank you. All right. So in my world, the light source is right up here, right? Somewhere. So we cast this shadow. Maybe most of this wing is kind of convex. So all of this will be black up in here. And then we would only see like maybe like that much of that side, and then like the inside of that wing, maybe a little bit right here. That feels good. So what we'll do now is we'll handle that. And then when we do all the black, it'll just look so money. All right, so we want it to kind of fade from this way. Because we're saying that this side is the black side. This is the side that's getting darker. Oh, silky, silky. Now, before we go into that, I know that it's going to be wet when we do that. So I need to go ahead and do this on the back side of the. Remember, our light source is over here. So the underside of this little thing would be kind of dark. And then we can just kind of, all we're going to do now is we're going to add like little squigglies in here just to make it look like we didn't forget. And not really doing much. We just don't want it to look like we didn't do anything. And now we know that this side is opposite the light too. So we'll. Yeah, we just don't want it to look like we left it out. All right, now we're going to break out the bad boy here. For anyone that's joining us, this is the refillable Pentel pocket brush. Like $10. Remember, the closer for me anyway, the closer the ratio of black and white on the piece, it creates more of a balance for me. I like to have a lot of black. I never will have as much black as I do white on the page, but I want it to be a close race. I think that would make a nice balance, and that's kind of fun to look at. For me, I don't know what everybody else wants, but that for me is what feels. That's what, like when people watch those videos of people cutting soap or whatever, talking about, oh, this is just so satisfying, or whatever the hell they say. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. But for me, having a piece that is close to balanced with black and white like that it's just so relaxing, whatever those little videos say. See, it already, and it's framing the face out. Your favorite dragon artist has always been Keith Parkinson. Your style reminds me of him when it comes to this. Oh, well, thank you. I'm assuming that's a compliment. If you're saying your favorite one and I remind you of him, that's cool. But if you are a dragon person, I highly recommend you check out the artist Tim Smith. He's a local guy to me. Like, he lives in Chattanooga, so I see him at a lot of conventions. He's a high school art teacher, but that guy does a lot of dragon work, and I'm like, dude, those dragons are amazing. I have trouble drawing dragons because I don't know the right way to do their face. I don't know what kind of snout to put on them. Dragons are difficult for me. See, look at that. With that black on there, like, it really helps. Oh, kind of shiny on there. But see, look at that. It really helps that face stand out. All right, we need to do the tail. We need to do the tail. So that's the little yellow part underneath. So let's go back to our 3. Yeah, I don't have a direct link because I mean, I could, but Tim Smith Artist, I think, is his Facebook page. He's a muscle-bound looking white guy with a white beard. So if you see that, and you see some badass, he does a lot of likeness work too. So you may see like comic book people, but the actors that played them, like you'll see Lou Ferrigno, or he does likeness work mostly. But for some reason, his dragons don't need likeness work. So I'm just going to leave this blank to kind of, because that's the yellow underbelly side, and I don't want it to stand out a little bit. So I'll leave it like a smooth texture. I think I'm going to do that. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something. All right. This kind of looks like it goes into there. I want it to not do that. Yeah, I fucked that up too, man. I think you could do Charizard Amazing, seeing as I thought this was Charizard. I think you did Charizard Amazing, seeing he's a salamander that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, bud, but I think you did Charizard Amazing. Oh, well, thank you. As he's a salamander, and that would be closer to the shape. Yeah, like I said, and that's one thing that I have to combat when I'm doing these things that I'm not for sure with. Like, I don't know all the nuances or all the I don't know all the details about what it is that I'm doing, and it could come across as disingenuous or fake. And I don't want to piss people off that are the fans of whatever it is I'm doing, you know? I usually just try to do stuff that I'm familiar with. But if you only do what you know, then you're not going to get any better. So if you're not familiar, all of these Wednesday night streams are on my YouTube channel. You can go back and watch them or fast forward through them. But if you look up Bryan SilverbaX on YouTube, you can find some speed drawings, like some time-lapse stuff. You can find all of these Wednesday episodes that I did. They're uploaded there. Oh man, we're so close to finished. You know what I want to do? Let's see. I want to try to do something to help. Shit. Sorry, this may take me a little bit. You know what? Never mind. I'll just do this. Let's see. This is a 90, right? So just to help kind of illustrate what's going on, I want to go ahead and kind of throw a little bit of a background in there to pull them off. Just to kind of help pull them off of the background that we've created. Like I said, it's all about legibility. So this is me trying to make a little bit more legible. All my markers are almost dead. That's why I don't do a lot of marker work, because I don't feel like buying new ones because I don't have the money. So I don't have all the colors and everything that would be needed to pull off some of the stuff people want. But I think that helps illustrate. It helps illustrate what I'm trying to do here, right? Oh, I didn't even do some up top there. Where the fuck did I put it? I can't damn see. Thank you, Ladarius. There, whatever. Just something to show you that there's background there. All right, what do we got? Oh, we got to do this. All right, so we got to do that. Oh, shit. I may have just opened a can of worms. Now I'm probably going to color the whole fucking thing. All right, so the wings are kind of curved like a spoon, right? So if our light source is over here, that means all of this right here will kind of be in the shadow, because the little hanger outer part there, right? And we'll kind of have one like this. I feel like this would be kind of like, it would start to kind of go back into the back there. something like that. So to help us with the curviness, right, we're gonna, because we did it over here, so we need to have this kind of feel the same. Yeah, it probably should have been more black over here to kind of match that one a little bit. I don't know. I think if I go too much more on it, it'll just mess it up. Let's just do something. We'll make it look cool. Oh no, that won't work with that. What? Do I have a black one? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, there you go. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I think that's it. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And follow the YouTube channel, Bryan SilverbaX on YouTube. Buy some of my art. Buy some of my art on my website, and commission me to draw some shit for you and give me money. Give me all the money. See you guys. Be good.